Mike the Ref Maloney, Big Bad Boris on the call here tonight. It's
Let's go! Let's go!
Third!
Let's go!
Super Kick Party! Yeah, pay the money for that. Lord. And of course, you gotta get the coffin spin. Hey, yo, and away we go. One of these days, I'm going to get this frog out of my throat before we start here, chat. Seriously. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Mike the Ref Twitch stream here for a Saturday night. We're back on Saturdays once again. I'm not 3/4 dead. I'm only about 9/10 of the way there. So, yeah, the night before Dynasty. There we go. I just got to fix one thing up there, and we're on our way here. But yeah, it was the night before the pay-per-view, and, you know, things are going to get a little crazy here, of course. We do know that our main event tonight is going to be the women's tag match. Tony Khan said during the media call that was the case. Because I think Thursday was the day that he had the media call, and then tonight is tonight's the show, tomorrow's the pay-per-view, and we got a whole bunch of craziness going on. But before we get into anything here, just want to wish my best to Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen, whichever way he wants to call it. Yeah, it's tough when you might have to call it a career. And when he announced it yesterday, that he had to take off time for some surgery. Neck surgery on top of it, so that's even worse. But yeah, your day's been longer than a dental appointment in Pittsburgh? Now, that's the other interesting news this week. And by the way, her dental practice is in Florida, so Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, according to WrestleVotes, has been released from her contract in AEW, which I think is almost a foregone conclusion. Like, hey, I'll admit, Britt Baker was my favorite wrestler in AEW for the longest time. But it just seems things are changed. It seems that night of the Ospreay MJF Iron Man match did a lot to her mentally, and with a lot of the drama in the locker room with her around. Like, I think the biggest drama for me personally is the fact that I got to change my sub alerts, because 3 of the 4 people in my sub alerts are no longer with the company. The only person that's around is Mr. MJF for my new subs and my recurring subs to now. So I'll have to figure that out over the next few days here, but I really don't know how much we're going to get out of this show tonight in terms of storyline wise, because this basically is to clean up some ends and just get things ready for the show tomorrow, right? So we might get some pre-show matches announced tonight, but I know that our main event once again is going to be Mercedes and Harley taking on Julia Hart and Athena. So that'll be awesome. But yeah, in terms of everything else in the card, I will be honest, I can't remember exactly what we're getting here tonight. I know we'll get a lot of craziness. I know we'll get a lot of excitement. Once we're done here, we are going to go into my predictions on Dynasty here. This will be recorded live on Twitch. It will be put on YouTube tomorrow morning, so a lot of tag team matches tonight, chat. A lot of tag team matches, I expect. Tag matches to keep the body fresh. Then after I do my Dynasty predictions, we are going to get into our first ever PLE at WWE 2K25. We got the go-home show for before King and Queen of the Ring, and then we got King of the Queen of the Ring. My God, this team looks amazing. Takesha? Is that what Arcady said there? Yeah, it's going to be nice to see all these wrestlers that aren't going to be on the card tomorrow for the most part. Get a shot here tonight so everybody gets to see it for the weekend. It's going to be interesting now that we have a full... They've arranged All In to be like a full weekend. Oh, God. Callis has got a mic and he wants to talk a lot tonight. This is not going to be good. By the way, how was everybody's day today? Like, I know things get a little crazy. I know myself, I'm just getting over I'm trying to remember doing the math here. 24 and 9. It's 33-hour shift. Those suck. Didn't actually get a call overnight, but ended up getting woken up because somebody snuck into one of the Discords that I've been a part of, and Lily was just trying to pop in a NSFW Discord in another Discord. But of course, he's just firing into every single channel that's on that. So it's like ding, 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 ding. I'm like, is the alarm company trying to text me for some reason? Oh, that's right. She's back in town. So funny. Callis turns out and says, I'm not looking forward to this. So is Tomohiro here just to eat a pin again? Because that seems like that's all he does. Like what, he's 1-11 now? Takesha looking so unimpressed here. No, today here in Edmonton, it looks like it's our first real start of spring days here. We ended up going up to about 15 degrees here today, which I do believe is somewhere in the high 50s, American-wise. We don't give people what they want yet. Takeshita comes in the ring to do exactly what he wanted. Oh, and what do you guys think? The announcement came down today. You want to talk about some positive news about people going other places? We found out that Nick Wayne has been added to the Best of Super Juniors in New Japan. If that isn't something that's going to be able to help him get over and get his character to another level. Oh, goody. The Caster Challenge tonight. Oh, and Top Flight and the Crew. Okay. Garcia Cole. Like, don't get me. Hey, Mr. McGee. How you doing tonight, sir? Cash Wheeler Impact, released to call Bailey with Rich Gay on commentary. This is going to be a fun night. All right, these guys are going at it. I love it. Been good. Been a while to be able to join. Hey, you know what? Life gets busy. Everybody's busy. Hell, last weekend I wasn't able to make it due to illness. I still got a stuffed up nose, but still powering my way through it. So I'm glad that you're here. Always appreciative of you. Hope you get a chance to hang out tomorrow as well for the pay-per-view. Something hit me hard a couple weeks ago. Was in bed for 3 days. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to do that, but once again, they really got to fix their audio issues, don't they? Here, they sound like they're in a tube right now. Fletcher's calling himself meat. I don't know if that's the best thing. But yeah, just a quick note for you guys. Next week it's normal, but the week of WrestleMania Collision is actually on a Thursday, so we'll probably be doing a Wednesday, Thursday night stream here. Might even do 2 on the Thursday. He was smart. He didn't want your help, Callis. But one thing you can say tonight, they're definitely going to get there a lot of time here for the matches here tonight. But yeah, I'd have to say the big 3 for news this week is KO and his injury. Shitty about Kevin. Yeah, exactly. You know what? I just wish all the best. I don't care which way it works. If he ends up retiring, which I find ironic that his last match will be in Canada against Sami Zayn. If realistically, if this is it for Kevin. I hope he comes back just as owly as ever, but you know what? Let him do what's best for his family. Himself and his family. That's what's more important than anything he does in front of us. So then, of course, once again, WrestleVote's dropping the note that Britt Baker and AEW are no longer together, which, to me, the only place that Britt could fit would be TNA. Just because of the schedule. Unless Britt's decide to pack up her practice and pretty much just let it go. I just don't see her going anywhere like MLW or TNA. That's about it. If she goes to TNA, she could still get that NXT exposure. It sucks when you get a good wrestler that just can't get along. But you know the one big thing right now? If you add things up right now with everything going on, has there been a lot less drama lately? Like, I haven't been able to play this for a while. Like, there hasn't been anything like real controversial, over the top. I think the biggest controversy we've had so far is Camille in a while. But other than that, I don't think there's been anything. People are trying, but no one's really biting. Yeah, like there's just nothing there. And I don't know for sure, because let's just face it, we will never know because we're not on the inside. But with the fact that the amount of drama has gone down since a few wrestlers have been let go and contracts have expired and whatnot, it makes a difference, right? While the numbers are fake and made up. Fair enough. Yeah, I think that would be the only thing, but that's just touting the success of AEW, right? And I love how Tony Khan just in the media call just threw out one little stupid little statement just to drive all these IWC nerds nuts. Where he's like, yeah, I heard something similar to that on there, but I don't have the exact numbers in front of me. Sorry, I just got an extra large Slurpee for such a hot day today, so. Because, yeah, we ended up, I think it was plus 15 is where we ended up for a high here today. It almost feels like TK's maturing as a booker. It almost feels like, I think TK didn't get enough credit that he was deserved. Granted, there was a lot of stuff he screws up, but there still is. But at the same time, I think it's people are starting to see that TK can actually produce some good shows. Because I think he's always had it in him. It's just, people need to realize that it's there. People need to understand that, you know, just because we want X and Y, and that's gonna play into big time in the predictions here, which, once again, stick around after we're done here on Twitch, and we're going to record my predictions on what's going to happen tonight. And I think a lot of people are not going to be happy with my predictions. I love how Ishii just rips right apart into Fletcher there. Oh, geez, he felt that one. What do you think of Swerve's I know comment? I think that's where you get your out, possibly to have the world title be Hangman and Swerve. I think that comment's sort of, it reminds me a lot of the IWC and a lot of the trolls, right? And it also reminds me, I don't like to talk too much about politics, but I'm going to talk about politics right now. The biggest thing that the Conservatives here in Canada were vouching their campaign on was the fact that there was this carbon tax here in Canada that was unfair, shouldn't be around, and, you know, it's the one thing we're going to campaign to make sure we get rid of if we get in power. Lo and behold, the powers that be got rid of it first. So whatever they tried to say, well, Fletcher and Briscoe are up there. I agree with TK's maturation. Conversely, Tripp's booking looks scattershot. Yeah, like I don't want to compare A and B because there is a lot of different factors to it, but I'll tell you right now, I've heard people, well, sorry, I guess I got the mature tag on it so I can say a little bit more. I've seen a lot of people bitch and moan about the fact that everything's been booked so late on this card. Look what's going on with... It looks like they... Like the Jade Naomi feud, they just randomly pick it up after so many weeks. And a lot of that card is very haphazard booking right near the end, especially now with this injury to Owens. I know you can't help it in this case, but everything else. Technically, the Libs did get rid of the carbon tax. They just dropped it as... I think it's the least of our worries right now, to be honest, Big G. We got enough issues. Like picking up our switches on time for the price that they were advertised for initially. Shout out to all you Americans down there. No, we're all in for Wolf. Yeah, I think Triple H doesn't know what to do when fans don't boo or cheer how he wants. I think it's also the fact that even the crowds in Europe, some of them weren't at the level that they wanted. Some of the levels they didn't expect, because the crowd can only carry you so far. How is Ishii pulling off a Hurricanrana from the top? Nice little power slam there. No, but I'm really... When it comes to the Fed booking right now, it worries me a lot because they really don't know what's going on. It almost feels like they haven't created enough credible stuff. Then you have Charlotte Flair go on a meltdown last night. And then Tiffy just says, oh, to hell with it, we'll just do our own too. Hey, Cameron, how you doing? Hope you're feeling good. I know you were rested up a little bit earlier this week, so. Doing all right? That's good to hear. Charlotte really hates not being in the spotlight. Yeah. Have to get MRI on Monday. Ugh. I wish you nothing but the best, Cameron. We were talking about some injuries as well here and just... But no, McGee, I'm with you about Charlotte. Like, Charlotte, she's got the talent if she can get her head out of the way, right? Tiffy probably did what so many women have wanted to do. Well, just sat at Fenway for 4. Hey, I can think of worse things to do. I can think of worse things to do for nothing. What, did they not have an MRI machine available, or the fact you didn't get to pitch or play? Oh, that's right. You guys got some weather up that way. So Fletcher's taking up Briscoe. Okay. Oh, the Red Sox got postponed. Yeah, fair enough. Doubleheader tomorrow. Hey, if you get a chance to make it, that's what matters. I'm worried that Tiff loses and gets buried down the card because Triple H. So, McGee, myself personally, I throw it this way. When you're not put up too high on a pedestal, you can't get buried that far down the card. Because maybe it's just me, but do these women's titles almost feel like an afterthought? Just as much as Gunther and Jey Uso almost feels like an afterthought at this point. You don't know how much I appreciate this mixed tag match and everything that happened in it during the match and after the match here. Good old Hangman. He's starting to run out of things to be pissed off about, so we're going to see how that works. They're doing the ads for Texas. My prediction of what'll be happening: Swerve, Hangman, Jamie Hayter, and Tony Storm will be your two main events. You tell me Jamie Hayter, Tony Storm would not be an amazing match? Because, yeah, we got a long way to go yet. Like, title could change about 5 or 6 times yet before we get there, right? One of these times, I do want to get an opportunity to go to All In. If I had to pick between WrestleMania and All In, I think All In might be the better show. Like, I was listening to some people that were over in Europe for the European tour, and for the amount of cost of tickets that they were getting for that tour for WWE, it really wasn't worth having to go there. Like, get together with a bunch of your friends and watch it at home. I get it. You're paid for the experience, but that can only go so far, really, if you look at it. And honestly, your bang for your buck when it comes to pay-per-views, I think AEW's got spades on what WWE has, basically what any other promotion has, right? WWE ticket, well, they're on. Those tickets are on a variable scale, right? Because Fanatics is in charge of it. So now they just keep going up until nobody buys, and they drop them down slowly until they get sucked up. So realistically, there is no advantage if you're not looking for premium seats to buy it unless a week before. Just that fear of it selling out, which a lot of places just don't have to worry about it now. Things will go up, things will go down. It's just an eventuality about everything that goes on around here, right? So, but yeah, for right now, I'm looking forward to Dynasty almost. Actually, I can confidently say this. Probably more than I'm looking forward to WrestleMania. Mainly because I don't, like, a lot of the matches on the cards are just, meh. And tomorrow's pay-per-view, like, I know that a lot of people don't understand why there's not a lot of build-up for a lot of these matches. But when you got the Owen Hart Cup Eliminator Tournament matches come up, you don't really have to worry about that a whole lot, right? Because, yeah, if you're beginning the tournament to crown the next number one contender for All In, it's interesting that they're doing 3 matches at the pay-per-view. They got 2 men's and 1 women's that are going to be starting on Sunday. On the women's side, it's going to be Mercedes Moné and Julia Hart. On the men's side, you got Kevin Knight and Will Ospreay, and then Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe. That's the match that got announced tonight. The other match that we haven't heard yet. So that one just popped in now, so. As we're finally coming back from break here. One match in, and we're almost half an hour in. Are those Bowser glasses, folks?
Look at this. Are you hating on us or what? Believe this, man? What's up, Nick? What's up, Nick? What's good, Joe? Hey, you know we got top flight in this match tonight, right? Wherever top flight goes, Fox always seems to follow. Yo, you know that conversation that we had? Been thinking about it? Hope so. Yeah. What you been thinking about? Thinking about all the factors that come into play and all the possible outcomes that can happen if I do decide to help you guys. Okay. Yeah. But in all honesty, I think I'm just too valuable to help y'all.
Ha!
So best of luck, boys, but my answer is no. Oh, his answer's no. I can't see these daddy's permission, right?
Oh, there we go. Daddy's permit. There we go. Yep, but they just they manipulated him like nothing. All right, folks, what is the odds of the time here for this match? Do we get a minute this time? Or do we finally get Bowens back tonight? Ooh, now he's bringing up He's bringing up Bowens. I think we're gonna get started to seeing him again. Oh god, Maximaniacs.
No, 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 no! No, please! No!
He can't even keep himself with a straight face on this one. Well, there's that one guy in the back dancing to the chant. Uh-huh. So who does Caster eventually beat? That's the question I got. All right, that's where Bowens is coming back, obviously. Jericho for the ROH title. We can hope. Oh, it's Mark. This one might actually last a few minutes. I guess it's sort of fair that they have both together. I'll be honest, Zodiac, I don't want to spoil too many of my predictions, but I think Jericho's reign will be coming to an end. I really don't think they're going to show Bandito's face tomorrow. They might. Apparently, according to many, he has a very likable face. Unlike Jericho, it's a likable to be punched face. Oh, I thought he was actually going to get that Craig kick in. Oh, this seems painful right now for Callis and Nigel. Or there's no Nigel tonight, so just Tony. Chicken taking flight. So, I guess Callis is officially a pork person now. Okay. So did Max actually get an offensive move landed in that match? I don't think so. A little longer than usual, but he might have got one punch in there. Ah, good old Callis. Shout out to Kevin Knight. For those that haven't seen him, hell of a juniors tag wrestler. Now he gets the opportunity to take on Ospreay, which that match is going to be freaking amazing. Oh, I thought they were going to just give a promo package on Knight. I didn't realize so many people in Calgary are pissed off about the fact that the Owen tournament's not being finished in Calgary. I'm just like, oh well. Everybody knows where Owen's from. It's more about what the title's about. What the tournament's about, not where it ends. Just makes Calgary seem privileged and entitled, which I'm not going to argue with that fact. Being from Edmonton, you know, Calgarians are usually the scum of the earth. Oh, damn, Jay.
Officially been ruled ineligible to compete in the Owen Hart Foundation tournament due to a broken hand, thanks to the Death Riders. Replacing you is Kevin Knight.
I guess I spoke too soon when I said this year would not be Kevin Knight's year in the Owen. Kevin, congratulations on your opportunity. I am so happy. Just remember you're only there because I can't be and will. Well, Ospreay, you get to avoid me once more. You can go on peddling this lie that you are on some unattainable
When we finally get Jay White, Will Ospreay in AEW, that will make babies.
Your words are going to catch up to you one day, but not this day. No, you can keep flapping your gums a little bit longer, thanks to the Death Riders. Because they say I cannot compete and let alone win the 2025 Owen Hart Foundation tournament, thanks to the Death Riders. Even though the
Nuts!
glory be on my shoulder, it is not that
How are you doing tonight?
the Death Riders. See, Moxley and his Death Riders, they want to make this personal, to put it very, very lightly. Well, that is fine.
Doing awesome. Great to hear.
You have not taken me out. You have given me a gift. You have given me time to plan and prepare. And when you see my face again, Moxley and the Death Riders, we're ever thinking about the Switchblade because, you know, Lexi, I quite often enjoy reminding people who I am and what I've done, but I think it's time I remind myself.
Oh, you deserve a horn on that one. Congratulations on getting the house back there, Nats.
As confident and defiant as always, although we'll not be able to compete.
Hey, it's the little Bowser boys. No, we're... What, you just, Did they get foreclosed and you got it back? Or... sorry if it's too much to ask. Oh, my God. So you got back from your grandparents' house. That's a little different from getting your grandparents' house back. Whoops. Oh, tipsy. That's even better. It's all good. It's all good. Trust me, I think I'm a little tipsy seeing guys walking around with spikes on their backs that aren't the LOD. So this match should get about 20 minutes here. 86 yeah. Happy to see it. Like, it's nice to see people make up their age. Like, as long as I'm able to move around and, you know, do things, I'd love to be 86 and still be able to work. Lived in the house since 1955. Sorry, anytime Layla Gray comes up on the screen in that kind of outfit, I'm stopping a little bit. My bad. Just we'll just put that there and leave that as that. Looking fantastic there. But I can imagine Layla just as pissed off as Top Flight is. What the Bowser boys have been doing. Bought it previewing up. Yeesh. You know, it's funny that they randomly keep going back to Layla, just like, you know, you get the Taylor Swift cam. Oh, look out. $76. Whoa. When I was watching, I saw Auburn was taken off, but it looks like Florida's probably going to win that. I still feel the finals, the other half of the draw later tonight. Whether it be Duke or whether it be Houston. Like, I almost feel like the women's final tomorrow is just going to be a nothing game. USC versus UConn for the women's title tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. I know I'll be watching. Well, at least the first half until Paige Beckers goes... Jesus. But Paige is going to go off for 35 or something. Oh, Nick is due at LFG tomorrow? Nice. I'll be honest, I haven't watched LFG at all yet. It's on this USA channel as well, but it's on Mondays. And ever since I saw that first episode with Bully Ray, with that kid that left, I assume that he left. Ugh. LFG on court and WWE 2K on stream. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah, we're going to get a couple weeks of 2K in tonight as well. I'll tell you what, it's going to be one tiring night, but at least we're going to get to experience what our first ever PLE is going to do on the new format. I don't know how those work, so basically said we got to be put in the best position possible, right? To see who the real king and queen of the ring is. Like right now, it looks like for don't care for LFG too much pulled the curb. Yeah, these reality shows all to me are just a little bit too much for my liking. Plus, I've also been there. Like, I've seen what happens at a lot of these places and how much a lot of this just BS. Cornette and Nash said this. I don't like to agree with anything Jim Cornette says, but... And Kevin Nash, I just need to know where his last paycheck came from before I say anything. Maybe his last check from WWE bounced, so he starts trash talking him. I have nothing against those shows. I know a lot of people want to see that stuff, but for me, it just isn't a thing that I really am too concerned over. Just because when you're dealing with wrestlers that aren't wrestlers, like these people are just people from other sports, other like the ones that they talk about other non-wrestling ID programs. The ones they've gotten from the NCAA recruiting camps and whatnot. To me, I'd rather watch the people that are turning into who were wrestling fans before and are still being wrestling fans now. Only thing I like about Cornette's the territory story. Fair enough. As long as you're able to remember that it was a different time and a different place, I can find those stories very entertaining, but there's just a few that might be a little out to lunch, so. As we are back with Top Flight and the Bowser Boys. Florida advances, yeah, that, like I said, that doesn't really surprise me, but the big man for Auburn looked like he was laboring a little bit at the end of that first half. I don't know if he had the gas tank to hold up, and now he's got time to recover, get ahead for the draft. All right, Dante. Honestly, Dante feels like he's the chopped. Watched the NFL draft? Nah, I don't know enough about the players. If I knew enough about it, maybe I'd try it, but I'd rather leave that to the streams where people actually know what's going on. I'm a Bills fan, always have been, but at the same time, the Bills I don't even think pick on the first day. Or if they do, it's so far back that half the country's going to be asleep before they pick. That is some nice double team work there. Bills picking 11:30. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm lucky because I'm still more on mountain time instead of East Coast. So it's 2 hours earlier, but at the same time, it just... When it comes to football, I'm usually like, yeah, I'll pick things up the week before the season starts. That way I know who's there, who's changed, who's released. Oh yeah, Briscoe beat Caster. I think it was actually about 2.5 minutes, so it wasn't squash like we've seen. And then the other matches we saw Fletcher pin Ishii in a tag match with Takeshita and Powerhouse Hobbs. So Ishii once again eats a pin on Collision. I think he's 1-12 now. Dante going for that kick or that dive, and it almost feels like he wasn't going to be able to hit him. Falcon Arrow. And of course, Dante sneaks in for the win. That's hilarious. Hey, Iceman. I came, I saw it. I ate food. That's always good. And there's Wade's World. How you doing, Iceman? Hope you're doing well, Mr. Levy. Wonder if Southern Alberta got as warm as Northern Alberta. Really? A 0-hour trios? All right, here we go. I'm doing okay. You know, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit tired tonight, but I'm here with all of you guys, so I'm really looking forward to this. All right, well, at least you know one match for 0 hour. I'll be honest, I'm not probably going to forget it by the time the prediction show comes up. But yeah, tonight I think we stuck in a truck stop in Ontario. Oh, sorry to hear, my friend. I know the weather's horrible there.
Jamie Hayter, Billy Starks, it has officially been announced that both of you will face one another in the first round of the Owen Hart Foundation tournament. Now, you ladies know whoever wins that tournament faces the AEW Women's Champion at All In Texas.
Oh, sorry, Zodiac, my bad.
Last week. Of course, I was impressed with young Billy Starks. I gotta say, fair play for the other day, mate. You really do hold your own. I liked you before. I really like you now.
But,
Bit of friendly advice. You gotta watch out for that Athena. What's she doing coming out after our match, huh? She trying to steal your moment? Why is she up in your business like that?
my girlfriend is Mega Sister. Okay, sorry, my bad, but still.
And to be honest, if you think for 1 second
I think Megas' girlfriend would be Jamie Hayter, to be perfectly honest.
I've already beat you, then you're in fairyland. Although I am willing to let you change my mind. I'm not
Play stores love the weather. It's custom. Oh,
a bet to everybody,
even better.
and you'll see that in the Owen Hart. Yes, I will. Yes, I will.
My prediction for the women's is still the same. JB Hayter winning.
Dynasty sale, shop AEW.com, 25% off most items. No coupon needed. As I said, most items.
Most items.
Dynasty sale, get
Except for those expensive stuff. Except for that expensive stuff, right? Yeah, McG, Mr. Levy is a driver across Canada here, so. Hey, he's an international driver too, so I bet you I know what the problem is at the border. Guess America is the problem. I'm guessing more likely than not. That's usually the case in these things. And with everything going downhill in a hurry with all the, you know, nobody really knows how much you owe on what things. Once again, I will be picking up my Switch 2 on day one. Watch this. They'll end up saying, no, sorry, we're sold out. The guy in front of me bought 41,000 Switches, and I didn't get the I don't get the last one that's available. Yeah, that sounds about right. Customs broker canceled my border clearance. So that, yeah. There's going to be a lot more for Cat. I still remember that Simpsons episode where Homer went to go get tickets for a concert or something, and there was only one guy in front of him, and the guy bought all the tickets. So as soon as he walked away, they put the sold out sign up. But the reason for the issue is the tariffs. Now it's a rush load. Yeah, I can just imagine. But yeah, people listing people for clearance on packages, and like between staffing and the whole taxation issue, it's a whole lot of cluster, you know what, all over the place here. So the big thing is, I hope you're safe. If you're wondering, Alberta right now is, well, right now in Edmonton, it's plus 13 and sunny. This literally is the warmest it's been all year here right now. And this literally goes from being in the high 20s as of yesterday morning, or this morning for that matter. Oh, the sit down.
To sit down here to talk ahead of your match this Sunday at Dynasty.
I'm a little upset about this. The fact that they're waiving the 20-minute time limit.
Adam Cole. In this match, there is no time limit and no outside interference permitted. But Danny, this is your first.
Well, it's a new machine. They didn't know if it was going to be impacted. Now it was. So
Wanting to be the first champion, putting it on the line.
that's fair.
With the veteran status of Adam Cole. As we get closer to entering Philadelphia, you start to feel pressure.
Renee, I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, and Danny, I don't mean to take over, but there is something I have to say. Because earlier this morning, I was thinking about the first time we faced each other in the ring. It was about 2 years ago. I was coming off the worst injury of my entire career. You were
Okay.
brash, confused. You surrounded yourself with Chris Jericho.
And I know as being a bipolar Southern Alberta is going from nice to snow and back to the same thing here.
TNT champ. But these past few weeks, I've been thinking, really, you haven't changed that much, Danny. Because you are still confused. Because you think that you're going to beat me for your TNT championship at Dynasty. Danny, I've beaten you.
Low hanging fruit.
On top of that, you've never beaten me before. Or the last time we faced each other, Danny, if I had 5 seconds, just 5 more seconds, I would be the TNT champion. On top of that, this Sunday is my 17-year wrestling anniversary. And in Philadelphia,
That's right. He's bringing out the old gear on Sunday. He showed.
it's been a long time coming for Adam Cole to win championship gold here at AEW, and I can promise you, it is my destiny at Dynasty to win that championship.
So yeah, it's his 17-year anniversary on Sunday. And Friday he celebrated Stream 1000.
But I wanted to, out of respect of everything you've done for the past 17 years. You've done a lot in that time. You've had chances, you've had opportunities to show that you can be the guy. Just like I've given you chances and opportunities to beat me for this, but you haven't been able to do it yet. And I just want that to settle in right now. Like, this is the last chance you're getting from Danny Garcia, okay? After this, I don't want to hear, oh, can I get a shot at Dynamite? Can I get a shot at Collision? Can I get a shot at this? Can I get a shot at that? It's done over this, okay? There's been 17 years of chances, 17 years of opportunities. The past 17 years belong to you. The next 17 belong to me. Howdy, Kyle. Do you guys mind stepping out for a second? I just wanted to talk to you one-on-one. If that's okay. Renee, can you? Sure. Okay. Please, yours out. Yeah, sure.
Uh-oh.
Please listen to me, and I know that you know I feel this way, but I got a ton of respect for you. I've said it before, and I would say it again. I've got all the respect in the world for you, but sometimes I gotta tell you the truth. And Danny, the truth is, you're not ready to lead the charge. You're not ready to run a promotion. You're not ready to be a true champion. I have run practically every promotion that I have ever worked for. I've been world champion, and I've broken records in more places than I can count. I've been the guy longer than you've been wrestling, Danny. So if anyone knows what it takes to be a true
So
champion,
he was the guy in Ring of Honor.
Danny, you're not ready.
Was the guy in NXT.
And if you don't understand that,
And Vince thought he'd be a great manager. You know, a real champion wouldn't have forgot his title behind, right? Cole would have been the guy at AEW at his ankle. And I thought, yeah, fair enough. Like, I'm assuming that he would have taken over as the bad guy and at Full Gear, he would have won instead of Joe. You notice Dax didn't come out to wish him good luck? Wish Cash good luck? Not that he really needs it. He's like tough as nails, but so, folks, do you think Rated FTR gets the titles tomorrow, or are we going to get the Death Riders to continue? They better win the damn titles. All I can say is stick around for the prediction show I got coming up here. I got a really weird idea, a really fun idea, and a really concerning idea all in one. If they want them to rebuild up those titles, Rated FTR should win. Yeah, fair enough. I think that match is going to tell a bigger story about the main event, too. He's going to go up to the ropes and show off, and I was like, no, no, no. I love you. You're all number one. You know what? I don't care what happens. That is going to be one hell of a fun match.
And of course, you can join us on Prime Video for the big event. Coming into our line, call double time, and here we go.
Yeah, all right. We're at top of the second hour here. And we know the women are main eventing this show. So out of the 6 shows that they've had between Revolution and Dynasty, 5 of them have been main evented by the women. I think Tony Khan's trying to say a big I'm sorry for what happened during the pay-per-view. During Revolution there, how the matches were booked.
What have I said over? Friends are overrated. So are partners. You get sick of being around someone all the time. They get on your nerves and it causes cracks.
Good old Callis.
What about Kyle Fletcher and Takeshita that we saw earlier? They're not a team, they're family.
Ha!
Shoulder tackle, I should have known you had an answer.
Callis has an answer for everything, and it's always great to hear.
Powerful and technically sound. He's got his weight distributed exactly right here. Puts all the pressure, makes the man carry his weight in that side headlock. And a great crowd here.
Pretty much has to carry everything because he's so small, right?
To a great crowd at the Leah Core Center in Temple in Philadelphia. A great venue for AEW. This is the biggest
Now, Dax and Wheeler was an interesting matchup.
pack showing the
Cope and Claudio. This almost feels like the leftovers match.
such force, so crisp.
Like Cash, you don't fit with anybody else, so why don't you just go with Pac?
I've never seen a guy that was as athletic as Pac, right? As technically sound as Pac, and as aggressive as Pac. It's a tremendous combination. And you put Wheeler Yuta and
Nice break out of there.
side, you've got one of the best trios champions we've had in AEW. Yeah, they're impressive for sure. 223-day title reign for the Death Riders and the trios champs. And here's the thing, when you look at them, I mean, they look
And I don't mind the fact that this is a little slower match.
can cost you a match.
Little paced out a little bit here, a little bit of drawn out a bit.
Wheeler and Dax. Yeah, it was Dax who said, and I think that sit down
Oh, nice little counter there. It's almost like you expect the contact and you just say, nope, we ain't doing that. Double reverse of the leapfrog or the hip toss there. Wheeler with a drop kick. That isn't something we do a whole lot. It's true. So, Chad, how are you guys picking up the show tomorrow? Did any of you get that Triller deal I was mentioning before? I wonder if they're going to have a Triller deal for All In and Double or Nothing. I hope so. Nice little forearm there. Are you getting it on Prime Video, or are you picking up Triller, conventional pay-per-view? Here comes that superplex. Nice little clothesline there. I can say I'll be watching it. Fair enough. Give me the coin for that. And the cameraman almost dies there. Sorry, chat. Nice little dive to the outside by Pac. So, I have to ask you guys something. Well, of course, I should be asking you guys something. This is an interactive stream, of course. For the men's tournament, the wild card, are you guys convinced that it's Josh Alexander, or do you think it'll be somebody else? Because I just had an idea. Because if you're trying to set up, if it's going to be Hangman winning it, you don't want to bring somebody out and just have them lose right away, especially the Hangman or something like that. I'm thinking the possibility it might be a returning Trent. Not that I think that's going to be the biggest pop in the world, but I think it's going to be a match that, due to some history, due to some stuff going on, there might be a possibility that having Trent lose to Hangman, the real joke spot would be put Max Caster in there. Because if Max is in there, that match might last 30 seconds, 35 seconds, 40 seconds. What in the world? Sorry, some crazy commercials have been coming up here for movies and such. He's the best wrestler alive. I'm surprised that they let him show that kind of rhythm, like a rhythm of a white guy. Is that the phrase that they use these days? Or was that 30 years ago? My bad. No, just I'm looking at that draw and I'm like, do you really want to waste a Josh Alexander on a loss like that? Off topic, Lane Hudson, rookie D-man for the Habs, just scored another goal, continuing his record-breaking season. Has he got the assist record yet? Because I know as of, I think it was yesterday, he was 5 assists off the all-time rookie assist record held by Larry Robinson. For everything he's done going towards the playoffs here and how he played against Florida, I think he'd be the no assists yet tonight. Thoughts on Ovechkin tie Gretzky? Gretzky's got 500 different other records that he'll have in the rule book, and he'll still be considered one of the best ever. I think you let Ovi have this one. Ovi, once again, is another one of those that you need to separate his outside personality from what he does on the ice. Because you base it just on Ovechkin's politics, well, I don't think anybody in the States should really like him, but he's a good guy. He has a lot of fun out there when he's playing. And he will get that. Oh, we get the caster open challenge during 0 hour. Okay. So, yeah, once again, we'll be starting Dynasty, the Sidecast, right around 7 Eastern tomorrow. I promise you I'll get some sleep tonight so I don't look half dead like I do right now. Every match Cash is the one taking all the spots. And Cash just randomly flies out of the ring. Okay. But no, Ovechkin, one of the greatest goal scorers ever. Stayed loyal to one team his entire career. Good on him. Because those teams were a lot of lean teams, so he was pretty much the only threat for years. I do hope they get a chance to go for a run of the playoffs. Long enough to take Florida out. Bringing a pass out right after collision. I work at 6:30. Yeah. Well, I started work that early as well, so I know how you feel. I'm going to see how I feel after... Nope, Montreal beat them. Hey, works for me. Either way. I want Montreal to get that seed so they can play in the Atlantic Division instead. That was an awkward slam there. But yeah, just wanted to continue to get better. Wait, Montreal can make the play. Yeah, Montreal's probably going to make the playoffs as one of the wild cards. If everything goes the way that it's going right now, we're probably going to get Ottawa and Montreal as the wild card spots. So, yeah. Florida might end up playing either... That makes me more pissed about how much the Blackhawks suck. And they're winning right now as well. Hey. If you would have hit it, fine. But I really hate how he sits on that top rope to control his balance and to pre-plan the jump.
No, sir. Just in the nick of time, the left shoulder of Pat gets up. Once again, Pat, Claudio, Wheeler Yuta, the trio champs. Tomorrow night, take on rated FTR. FTR, and of course, Adam Copeland, or Cope, if you will. There's that speed of Pat once again. Like he said, you can't block it because it's too fast.
So yeah, Chad, I'm actually going to call it audible right now, just because of the fact I'm a little tired myself. My predictions for the pay-per-view, I am going to record tomorrow morning and have it up on the YouTube channel late tomorrow morning on the Backbreaker video channel. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, just hit subscribe, hit the bell, and then you'll know exactly when it drops tomorrow. But right after we're done tonight, we're going to take a little break. We're going to fire up WWE 2K25. We're going to get into weeks 4 and 5, where our first ever PLE is going to be involved. And they told us we have to have our feuds finished before the PLE, because it's a unique one for, well, King of the Queen of the Ring. So I'm assuming both champions have to face off. Wow. I thought Cash was going to get eaten right there. Gallius, 20 goal. He had a good... You know what? That's what they needed. They needed everybody to get a good bounce back here. Compare all the crap that happened last year. Oh, yeah. Here comes the no contest. And the interference on the 20-yard line. There's a bell and the hammer. Flag on the play, illegal use of hands. Hey, Jay Quick, how you doing tonight, sir? Sorry, I'm a little off my kilter here a little bit. So this literally was 3-0 for Death Riders, right? In terms of these singles matches. It only makes sense now that we'd actually get a title change because of that, so. No, he just got hit. There's a difference. I love how Callis is there just to provide a different sort of heelish compared to Nigel tonight. All right, we're on the same page. Let's go. Dax has always been playing up that weak link gimmick. Oh, that I love how Speedball is hyping up this international match. I was listening to the preview show on AEW Unrestricted this week, and he's like, "Yeah, this match here is a dream match, and Ricochet." To me, that's pretty funny. Speedball's going to make a hell of an appearance in this. I honestly feel that Omega's going to win this. He's going to win the next one. And they're going to get that Intercontinental title set up. Now the TNA's announced that they're doing an Intercontinental title. Or sorry, they're doing an international title, so that makes sense. We're getting rid of ours so they can add theirs. So now we get Speedball versus Jalistico and Ricochet. Ricochet and Don Callis together on commentary. One's being a troll, one's being a prick, and then there's Shivani. You bald, you bald, you bald. And two of them were bald, yeah. I love the guy that has the sign my sign, nobody answers. Yeah, Tony's been having this rough time all night dealing with Callis. I'm really looking forward to see how this is going to work between Tony Storm and Megan Bayne. Just, in so many ways, it almost feels like there's no way that Megan should lose the match. But as much as we say that, you know, that's the one time you do find out that she loses. I do realistically think Tony Storm does win. Because once again, I'll throw it out there. I do think it's going to be Tony Storm and Jamie Hayter at Texas Stadium. Hey, Megan, can you destroy the two bald guys? No, I think she's got other important things to deal with right now, Jay Quick. No, it's going to be, like I said, AEW pay-per-views never seem to disappoint. Just like your participation here, as we go through this every time. If that's the case, I'll go bald. No, I can just imagine Zodiac right now. Will you resist anything that Megan Bayne says?
Sir, no, sir!
Will you argue with anything Megan Bayne says?
Sir, no, sir!
Will you refuse to do anything that Megan Bayne says?
Sir, no, sir!
Yeah, that pretty much, yeah, I can see that. But yeah, just, once again, like I was saying, from top to bottom, the card can never be denied. Never come home late for dinner if you're married to Megan.
Sir, no, sir!
I got a feeling we might start getting some use of that, so. No, at least if you're married to Megan Bayne, she never has to worry about you cheating on him because, you know, whoever you're cheating with is probably going to end up dead. I kid, but I don't kid in a way, too, because, yeah, Megan might murder people. It's not like she'd have that hard of a time doing it, too, though. Imagine you come home without the milk.
Uh-oh.
Go way to a side at Target. Oh, my. Good way to a side at Target. Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, in terms of that, in terms of Mercedes and Julia, will be a great match. Fletcher and Briscoe will be an okay match. I think that'll be a nice filler match in the middle. Jericho and Bandito will only be good if Bandito loses. Or wins, sorry. Wins. Let's just Bandito wins.
You know what I'm sick of? Tell me. I'm sick of
The Enforcer Twitch Bloodline. Thank you, sir.
letting people walk around here comfortable. I am sick of hearing people talk about battlefields.
No, 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 no! No, please! No!
I will take one more hydrate. I'm almost out of drinks here. I gotta go get some more.
And wars, you know what I'm saying? They talking about we bet not catch you lacking. Like they somebody big homies. Like yo, we not your little homies. We don't even respect big homies. Right? That's why these the problems we got. They be like STP chill. He's like chill for what? Who is these dudes? They not ops.
Knowledge tree drink. Well, there's no Jericho here.
It's nothing but space and opportunity. We slide on ops like y'all all the time. We been told y'all we them. We told y'all run a high. Why, Cap? Because STP outside. And we gonna stay outside. And we hope y'all see us like good vision. Cause we can't wait to disrespect you. Run her high. Cause STP is outside. Rumble. Bad man. Rumble. I'm smoking. Come on.
Wait, we're outside? The fact that you're saying that you're outside sort of just... Don't get me wrong, I like Shane Taylor Promotions, but don't tell me that you're going to be outside when, you know, I'm inside. Because the only thing I think of there is Cash Me Outside. How about that? And I do not want to have her stuck in my head. Ricochet looks like the nerd that comes in for a bingo tournament for the first time. Or not a bingo, a poker tournament for the first time. What are we playing here? What is this? Texas Hold'em? Oh, God. This is just a pylon, and I think Tony's just... He's just walking away from it right now. Please, somebody come knock on Callis. Callis can be a very good commentator when he doesn't get so full of himself. Oh, God.
Everyone's talking about you, Ricochet. Everyone knows you're going to beat Kenny Omega. I'm very excited for that. Well, for you, I'm going to beat him for you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that.
But he's always full of himself. Fair enough.
I know him from Canada. He's a scumbag from Montreal. Absolutely. He's on my victory. Nothing good ever came out of Montreal.
Oh, McG. McG, did you hear what he said about Montreal?
Why are you so angry all the time, Ricochet? Why do you have to... He knows he's from Canada. You don't understand where he's specifically from. Shivani, you're sitting next to a living legend. This is all because of Ricochet, what we see every week here. He's the innovator.
And Julius goes like, yeah, no, I hate him. I think Montreal's the best city in Canada. Well,
Very well said. I would agree. Because Bailey's mine.
everybody has hair there too, right?
Bailey. Speedball. Speed. Momentarily, and I would have did a front runner with that. Hurricane Rana.
Nice Huracarana.
He would have done it to me. Well, we're going to find out tomorrow night. Speedball takes him. Now, Ricochet, how do you feel about what I think is questionable tactics with his martial arts and speed
Well, he didn't get his full kicks in. Okay.
kicks and these strikes? I mean, for him, I guess maybe it's
So they're in Seattle 2 nights in June.
I guess for him it's worked. But against me,
They might come up to Canada that route.
in a 4-way match with the kicks, he got lucky, and I don't think
But I assume they're going to go south after they hit Seattle.
The whole match. I'm going to be locked in. Now, Sweet Hall is a 4-degree.
Jesus. Driscoll getting shot in the mush all the time here.
Yeah, see, he didn't look over here that time. No, you should have been scared. Well, I'm going to bring some news for you. When I used to manage Kenny Omega, the one guy he said he never thought he could match up athletically with was Ricochet. And he was right. And he was great news. Well, you get a chance tomorrow night. He's not told us. He's not told us. At least he got that right.
Speedball settled out like a shotgun went off.
Notice he wasn't here tonight. He's probably at home busting up his own broken body.
But I wish we could see Roosh a little bit more. See what's happening with him. I love that he keeps smacking the shoulders, and all of a sudden they find that one open spot and just boom right to the head.
Oh, I don't want him coming out here. Okay, well, he goes from the floor to he's fortunate. That's right, he's mercenary tactic, and it worked. And now the release to go 0-6.
It's so funny. Here in Edmonton, I was driving around, and I should have took a picture of it. I will next time I'm by there. There's a place called Taurus Law. It has a picture of a bull on it. I thought maybe the Beast Mortos was from there.
This match continues. Stay with us.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. I'm loving it. All right, we're heading to a commercial break here. I have to say, everything that they're piling in here, they're actually setting up a pretty good pay-per-view tomorrow. Like, AEW never disappoints with the pay-per-views. And just getting these little itty-bitty matches in here, and, well, we're found out today we're going to get the 6-person match for 0 Hour. We're going to get the Max Caster Open Challenge for 0 Hour. I would love to see that it be AJ and Big Justice, just for the lulz. Let it be the Rizzler that calls out the challenge. There you go. How frustrating do you think Tony is having to work at Callis? It's usually not the easiest thing in the world to work with somebody with a personality like Callis, but I think Tony's smart enough not to take it personally, so... And the fact that he even thinks that he's going to beg for Nigel to come back, like, come on, let's think about that for a second here. As I'm watching a commercial for a vibrating foot stand, I want Bones to come out and issue the challenge. No, I think answer the challenge. I think that's what they're going to do tomorrow, to be honest. You debut Bowens back at the pay-per-view. You get lots of eyes on the fact that he's returned. A lot of people will tune in for that. And honestly, the matches that they're setting up for 0 Hour Fear, I feel better about having them set up that way than what we had during Revolution. Because Revolution was just basically settling their own feuds. The 0 Hour, the open challenge by Max, the 6-man tag, that's a feud on itself that can be transferred pretty much anywhere. So they're not trying to those guys can produce a good match despite having to carry a story with it. Everybody's asking for Jericho to lose to Bandito. We'll see how that works. We really will, because they're very well... There's two ways of thinking about it. I know. People are saying the right way or the wrong way. But I digress. But yeah, I'll have my predictions up late tomorrow morning. As we get things going here. And I love how Ricochet just says, yeah, Gumby wrestles with those shoes on. All right, we're going up to the top here. And Beast is eating it. After a while, he's like, oh, whoa. Ricochet, you're not supposed to be using other promotions' taglines. Cross the line, cross the line. Nice, lung blower. There, we got rid of that. Callis, can you go run into Swerve or Omega so he can knock you up? I don't mind Callis for a one-off, a little different. Simple Nigel probably just couldn't make it tonight, so rather than having Excalibur, who's really been having a rough time lately, working extra night, just have Callis come in and work with Tony. All right, well, you're dead. He won off the kick, okay. I think people were looking for the double knees to the chest. The Ultimo, but he hasn't pulled that out at all yet. And the field goal is good. All right, Omega. Ricochet's got his own hat. I thought he was going to wear more Eagle stuff. I think this match could very well lead off the show. Could you imagine Kenny Omega opening a pay-per-view? So do we go with... what do you think we open the show with tomorrow? Do we go Fletcher and Briscoe?
Thunder Rosa, Chris Statlander. It was officially announced last week that both of you have entered the Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament.
One of the Owen matches, yeah.
Face one another in the opening round. For the first time ever in the history of AEW.
Well, I don't think you're going to do Mercedes and Julia to open it.
Unfortunately, the circumstances are not.
Could we have Ospreay open the show?
Apologize right now because Chris, a lot of people depend on me. My family depend on me. My future in this company depends on me winning this cup and going to all in. So there's nothing personal, but I'm gonna take this all the way. If there's nothing personal, then send my apologies to Papa Rosa because the Owen is coming home with me. First of all, don't speak about my ill father.
Uh-oh.
You don't know what it is to be the women's world champion. The championship that you gave up.
Ooh.
I'll see you in round 1.
Ooh. Statlander let go of that choke. No, Thunder Rosa's always been a heel to most of us here as we've been going through. Like, honestly, we were talking about this earlier with the fact that Britt Baker is now no longer with AEW. it seems like most of the drama disappeared when she was gone for a while. But the only little bit of drama that's left is when Thunder Rosa's around. So maybe that's another piece that gets cut loose. I don't know. Are they going to get Mone another belt? No, I honestly feel it's going to be Jamie Hayter that wins it. So then you get Hayter and Storm at All In. I'll give you a spoiler in terms of my predictions of this. So. Think Athena wins it? Ooh, trios opens easy. That might be a good idea, but I think there's going to be more story points there. Or the men's final is Ospreay and Fletcher. Oh, God. All right. Well, they're trying to get along here. Do you guys remember the last time that Mercedes Mone tagged up in a match? Do you remember the last time? Do you remember? Just checked it this morning, if anybody remembers. Give you a few seconds as we get into our wrap up here pretty quick. The last time that Mercedes Mone was involved in a tag team match, she was still the WWE Women's Tag Team Champion. Has yet to tag up with anybody ever since. So it has been a hot minute. I read an article saying that Mone was the person who came up with the Mone puppet. Absolutely, I believe it. If you want shock value, you have Mone lose in the first round. To Julia Hart, why not? So, I think I'm going to do another video about who's going to win the Owen as we go through here. My personal prediction is we are going to get... We're probably going to get Ospreay Hangman in the final, with Hangman going over. And I'll say this, I am predetermining this answer based on the main event of Dynasty. If Moxley retains, it's going to be Ospreay going over. If Swerve wins the title, then I think Hangman goes over. Just because it makes sense on both accounts. And I'll explain why during my predictions video. For the women, I think it's going to be Jamie Hayter. And you might even go Jamie Hayter, Julia Hart, Jamie Hayter, Athena. I don't think Mercedes gets out of the first round. I think Julia Hart is that legit upset at the pay-per-view. This could be her first loss on pay-per-view right here. That's how you put Julia Hart over. Men's final, Alexander. Women's final, Hayter versus Athena? Maybe. And Jay Quick, I'll say it right now, I don't think you're going to get the big name wild card. I think it could be Trent. To be perfectly honest, it could be Trent. I don't think you put Alexander in that spot to lose to Hangman so early. Because, like I said, I think Hangman does win it. But I guess we're breaking tradition tonight. I like this promo. Oh, but There you go, Zodiac.
This year, without the silver game, AEW's finest have tried, failed, and are bracing for the total takeover of the megacity. Now it's our champion's turn to try and break the unbreakable and defy a woman who thinks it's her divine right to wear this belt. I'll cut off the head of the mighty Nemesis. Irresistible forces and immovable
Oh, this is gonna be a lot of fun at the pay-per-view.
Dynasty's end. But when? Tomorrow night in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, we find out. May the best woman win.
But yeah, I think on Monday, not only am I gonna do the review, I might do a video about who I think's gonna win the Owens. What a fur coat. How many raccoons died for that? We got 15 minutes, including entrances here, so this is pretty cool. That's going to be a fun match. Julia's going to get a big-time shot there. And let's face it, whoever beats Mercedes in that tournament should be getting a TBS title shot right away. How can you not smile, not do anything but smile when Harley comes out? Mercedes just does not want to tag with anybody. That's hilarious. I love Callis, and sometimes I hate him some days, but I love him some days. Oh, I love this. And of course, Julia's going to get the first entrance because the biggest pop of the night's going to be for Athena. This is how you get the crowd to stay in it. My God, Juliet or Pyro. Give this girl the world. Seriously. You want to talk about a homegrown protege here? Like, we got Billy Starks on one end. We also have Julia Hart. Can't wait to see Sky Blue come back soon. And that was in Boston, so. And once again, we are two Dynamite away from overtaking Nitro as the longest running show on TBS. Longest wrestling show based in TBS. I love how they didn't know the music, but they know her. I sincerely think he just shuts his phone off for a week. Jay Quick, he'll crash out, but it's funny. AEW fans, for the most part, and I do know that this isn't everybody. Don't get me wrong. But most of them, they know how to... they're mostly on the defensive most of the time, to be honest. Like, when you're the underdog, you're always fighting from below, right? But for one night, they're going to be able to fist from above. And yes, I did say fist. Feel free to take that whatever way you want. We're actually putting them together in the ring right now? Okay. Yep, I knew that was coming. Oh, God, Cal is trying to bail this whole situation out. Her Bischoff is waking up every night crying. I don't think he's really that sweating over it. He got his money. He knows he's going to hear about it on that Wednesday. Cameraman's trying to be decent, but it's very hard to be decent some days.
If you are Athena, and if you are Julia Hart, the strategy here is to cut the ring in half and keep Harley Cameron in your corner.
So Mercedes is going to end up getting the hot tag here out of this. That's cool. Cal's like, yeah, she didn't get all that. Well, of course, now that's why she kicked out as early as she did. That Supercard Honor show will be fun to watch. I know we have Double or Nothing coming up at the end of May, but the fact that... Oh, I think Harley does, Jay Quick. If you're gonna get somebody to take the pin in this match, it'll probably be Harley. That took a little bit too much time there on that setup. That's a page out of Page's playbook here. In a love blower at a girl. That's, I don't mind that move. That move actually does a lot. As we're about to hit picture, well, you guys are hitting picture in the States. We're just getting regular commercials here, so. Quick rundown about what we're going to be doing coming up here since we're not in ads anymore. We'll be here tomorrow for AEW Dynasty. We'll start about 7 p.m. Eastern, somewhere in that range. We got 5 hours of wrestling going on there, but if you're watching on the YouTube channel, make sure you're subscribed. sometime tomorrow morning, I'm going to record my predictions for the show. I'll get them up on the YouTube. We were going to do predictions tonight, but frankly, I'm tired. I want to get into WWE, though, so we can always put the predictions up tomorrow morning. Monday, I'll be here exclusively on Twitch. We're going to get some MLB The Show in. I'm almost done the Season 1 run-through. We're on a good track towards finishing a lot of the programs as well, so we might even attempt to do some online, because the online event right now is pretty funny and pretty cool, so if we can get into that and just have some fun with it. Might stream on Tuesday. We'll see how things go. Wednesday, we'll be back here with AEW Dynamite as well as WWE 2K25, the fallout from King and Queen of the Ring. So for those on Twitch, make sure you're following if you haven't already. If you really like what you see, consider subscribing. Every dime that you guys put into the show, I make sure I turn it into helping out with the show. Just like our gameplay pictures about to get a lot better. So the Elgato HDX. I just had to pick up some cables, and hopefully I can hook that up over the next 48 hours here, so the gameplay pictures will be a lot clearer. So just for an example, so just let you know what we're doing here. But yeah, once again, everybody, just thank you. I know that I've been a little quieter than usual tonight. Work really took a lot of energy out of me here tonight, but you guys have been helping me. You guys have been lively in the chat. You guys have been exciting. And once again, everybody, I thank you all for being here. But now I got to work on some new alerts for subbing. I might move the Scott Hall one to the sub. And then just have a generic one for following. We'll have to see here, because, you know, everybody that I have for my sub links, 3 of the 4 of them are no longer in the company. Yeah, you got caught there, and you got caught. Harley not getting the low enough base there. Uh-oh. No, try to go for the moneymaker. Finishers and finishers and finishers and finishers. Oh my God, here we go. Double fall away. Damn, what a right. I'm surprised Mercedes just doesn't let the pin happen. Is there any hope that Julia wins tomorrow and not Mercedes? I think, I'll be honest, I think Julia wins. Like, I'm going to do, by the way, good to see you here tonight, Nick. I was going to do a prediction show tonight, but we're going to bump that to just YouTube tomorrow morning. I'll get the video out tomorrow. I don't think Athena and Mercedes meet up in the tournament. Nick said, give the fans a shock and let Julie win. Here's what I'm going to do another video about breaking down the tournament and think of that. I personally feel the finals, we're going to get Ospreay Hangman on the men. And odds are we could be looking at a JB Hayter Athena final for the women. Or hell, give me JB Hayter and JB Hayter, Julia Hart. A renewal of their rivalry. Has Mercedes lost at AEW? No. Give us side totally dogs. Well, my prediction, I think they want to get... I think it's JB and Tony in Texas. Damn! What a Uranagi. Let Harley get the victory over Athena here tonight. Could you imagine? So that would give Julia a huge confidence boost. Yeah, Mercedes her first loss. Exactly. You want to prove that Julia Hart is that next generation? And I totally think the finish of the men's draw is going to be completely dependent on who wins tomorrow for the men's title. And it's not as cut and dry as people would think. I know so many people think that it's a given that Swerve's going to win. I'm not as convinced. Swerve needs to win, but he might not. He might not, to be honest. I don't think Swerve wins. I want him to, but I don't think it happens again. Told you who'd take the pin here. Yeah. I think Mox loses it. If Mox wins on Sunday, I think we get Will Ospreay way of the Owen Hart. And they pull the trigger on Will Ospreay at All In. Because honestly, Ospreay Mox will sell tickets. As much as Twitter might not like it, I think it might be the right call. Give you some life to that title. And plus you still have one more... You have one more title defense for Mox to take it off. Unfortunately, Darby is leaving for... Darby's leaving for Everest a week from Tuesday. So it's not going to be him. It's not him around. But, we still got one more title defense for Moxley. We could end up getting a tag somewhere in there. I don't know. Maybe. But all in all tonight, let's face it, this is supposed to be pretty much a nothing show going into just to sell you the last details going into the pay-per-view. And that's what they ended up doing. They got you the 6-man tag that's going to be on the pre-show with Nick Wayne, who just recently was entered into the Best of Super Juniors this year. Teaming up with the Little Bowser Boys, a.k.a. Crew. Taking on Top Flight and Air Fox. That's going to be on the pre-show on 0 Hour. You got Max Caster doing another open challenge on 0 Hour. They did announce that they're going to be doing Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe on pay-per-view. I'm assuming there's going to be one more women's match that's going to be announced for the pre-show because we still got one more spot to fill. I don't want to put anything in Tony Khan's mouth one way or the other, but I just think that might be where we go here. But who knows at this point? But all in all, tonight, really decent show. Really good to see what happened here. And it should entice you to pick up the pay-per-view for tomorrow. And not just the fact that we're going to be here watching it. So for those on YouTube, signal's starting to get a little ratty anyway. So I'm going to bid you guys adieu. Come over to Twitch, twitch.tv/MikeTheRef. We're going to take about a 5-minute break here on Twitch, and then we're going to get into some WWE 2K25. My GM, we got weeks 4, and then our Queen of the Ring PLE, which this is a foreign territory because this is a mixed PLE. So I don't know what it's going to be about. I don't know what we're going to have to do with it, but I guess we're going to find out together here. So, but for those on YouTube, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and click the thumbs up, comment something in the chat, whether it's your favorite emoji or what's your favorite match, what you're looking most forward to when it comes to Dynasty tomorrow. So, but with that being said, thank you everybody over on the YouTube channel, and we will see you here tomorrow night for the AEW Dynasty Sidecast. Take care, everybody. We'll see you later. Let's end the stream on that end.